got a stool or something?
Yeah. Do you feel it important, Kenny, to sort of cover yourself up and to play records behind screens and
Yeah, most definitely.
wear masks and stuff?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, people pay too much attention to the damn DJ, you know. The talent is sitting on the turntables, you know. My attitude's for the DJ, you know. So yeah, and I'm not there to put on no, you're up there dancing and pop locking behind no turntable. I'm there to present some talents on the turntable, not to, you know, the cat behind the turntable.
So you're kind of like a reluctant celebrity DJ. You're just a selector.
Maybe take celebrity out, then you probably pretty much got it right.
Yeah.
You know, I do my thing. I mean, if you're looking for a hot DJ, I'm probably the wrong person to call. You know, I mean, there's so many hot DJs, there's so much talent out there. You know, I didn't really get all into this to do all that, but it's a blessing.
You know what?
At the same time, because you know, you get an opportunity to share so much with so many people at one time. You know,
you did it though when we played in Southport together last year. I remember you kind of you were sort of on at about 4 or 5 in the morning. It was a late one, wasn't it? It was
that was all right. We gotta do that shit again. Was it 5 o'clock in the morning?
I know that you went on the microphone at the beginning of your set. You said, "Listen, don't expect anything. I'm just going to select some music for you." And the place went off.
You think so?
Definitely.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. How long did you stay on? You stay around for a minute?
I was there all the way, wasn't I?
Okay.
I'm always there all the way at the Southport. It's a classic. It's a good play. And the other time we played together was in Japan, actually. That was like a year ago or so.
Yeah, you're right, Giles. Yeah, get that. You know, my memory ain't together, you know.
It's kind of mad.
Yeah.
But you've been in London for a little while right now.
Yeah, this is my, I would have to say probably my third home now. I love the people here. Everybody cool. They get down, do their thing. It ain't so much goddamn racism over here. I can come over here, stretch out a little bit. Transportation is wonderful. You know, if you like being wet, it's nice. You know, so yeah, I can dig that. Plus, you over here, cat. You know, so I gotta come holler at you. What's up?
So your first home is Detroit.
Yeah.
Second home?
LA. Most definitely. Yeah, I like LA. It don't rain as much. You know, plus I got so much family there. And then it's London, then it's Georgia. Georgia's my first home far as my generation is concerned. Because that's, now you're starting to get off some grandfathers, great-grandfathers. You know, they're all that making Georgia crack, you know. And I got a lot of relatives down there, but we don't get along too well. You know, but yeah, that's probably, you know, that's what we usually, we say Detroit, LA, London, and Georgia. You know, probably that, you know, getting down. I like that track you're playing. Who's that, Giles?
That's you.
Oh, yeah, okay. You ain't got nothing else in here to play. I heard that before.
I've been playing other stuff, non-MOODYMAN stuff all the way, but you've just arrived, and I've got to get people who haven't heard of you, because there are quite a few people who you're new to them. To someone like me and to the people in the studio today, you're an absolute legend.
You think so?
Absolutely. You've been making some tunes just out of Detroit. What is it about sort of what you've been doing and all, you know, I mean, let's just talk about you, because there's a lot of different energies coming out of Detroit, but you seem to be putting out records. A lot of the records that come out on Mahogany, your record label, or others, Signature Sound, etc., there isn't that much information about them, you know, and I think that the fact that you've never really overdone it has added to the wonder of the music you're making.
Well, that wasn't the plan or the idea. The plan was just the music. I was happy at home just doing what I'm doing in my own little neighborhood. As far as making the tracks and music, that's just something you do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, you work all day, you come home, you want to take a bath, or you want to come home, be with your family. You know, me, I'm out all day doing my thing. I come home and make tracks. And that's what I did. That's what, you know, relieved me back in the 80s and what have you. And someone just started to, hey, you know, play them. And often I would play when I would DJ anyway, back in the 80s anyway. You know, so that's... Hey, Giles, you know, this is my first motherfucking interview.
I know.
Damn.
You don't do interviews.
Yeah, this is tripping me out. This is f***ing me up right now, you know. Hey, y'all edited all that shit, right? I mean, the cuss words and shit, right?
Yeah, well, maybe do that.
Okay, that's beautiful. They said he was going to do that anyway.
But tell me more about that whole early period, because I mean, you haven't been heard speaking and on the radio stations, and you have kept a distance.
Yeah, kept a distance. Well, it wasn't. Again, this is not no planned thing. I mean, I found it non-important, in what I do. I mean, it's the same sad story. It's the same movie. I ain't gonna tell you no different. Go watch a blaxploitation movie. It's the same story. I didn't start off doing four on the floor disco type music, and I'm just like half of everybody in Detroit. We all started with soul or church or something like that. I couldn't stand church. Grandma just always dragged me into that mother scratching, and they just in there getting that money. But the music was crazy, and it drove. I like that. I got more into hip hop back in the 80s, and I did a lot of production in the 80s, and on the side I would also do these old backyard parties, which got me into certain situations. Then of course later on in life, being that brother from Detroit, of course you're gonna do a little time. So when I came out, I had to get my shit together, so I was blessed at a record store, and I just started making more tracks with my man K-Stoney Jam. That's Detroit early hip-hop, Austin Dre, AWOL era. And from there, I launched KDJ Records. Because just like in everybody, you have a group, you're getting down in the 80s doing your thing, and you got the manager and everybody just with all the music. So you learn the industry by example. So we didn't make no money, did about 1,000 shows, sold a lot of records, and we still wearing them same raggedy ass gym shoes. So, I had to do something else. Selling that crap on the street, and then got tired of that. So, and people bought that stuff. I didn't know why, but they bought it, sucked it up. But I didn't press a lot neither, because again, my main thing wasn't the whole situation. But I was always that Negro on the side of the corner doing my thing, and that was my soundtrack, so I decided to share a little bit with the world, and a few cats liked it, and I enjoyed it. It got me up in here talking to you. So.
And it got you traveling around the world.
Yeah, well, I don't like traveling. Once I get there, I love the people, and the best part of traveling for me is always coming home. That is the best part. If I could get away from the traveling thing, I would, but it's a blessing. You gotta hold those blessings up high, and you gotta think about this. I got so many brothers and sisters in the city, just around the corner from me, don't get that opportunity, so I can't just throw it away, you know what I'm saying? They'd kill me. Plus, they pay good sometimes, so I could come home and barbecue for everybody in the neighborhood. They love that shit. They like, yeah, he just came back from somewhere, because everybody at his house eating. So it's a blessing, yeah, most definitely.
And it is a family thing for you, because when you were doing your live show recently here in the UK and around the place, it felt like a family event.
Well, yeah, I like to bring family values. When I do my live thing, a lot of people don't know, but I've been doing live since probably the 80s, the K-Stone era. As far as the KDJ record situation, probably been doing live again since probably 94, started up again. Live for me was always my major situation, coming from a jazz club. My grandfather, Jimmy D, let me say that now before he get mad, but he has a jazz club, always owned jazz clubs, and from there I done got that aspect. But as far as the family thing, when I do live, I just like to recreate my house or my studio, what I'm doing. If I'm at home at that particular time and I'm skating, more than likely, if I'm gonna do a live show, knowing if I was in Detroit right now, I'd be skating, I'm gonna come up on that stage and skate. It's no telling what I'm gonna do, but I like to create my environment or recreate my environment or my house or my home when I do live. It's not so much enjoy the music or it's a live show. It's me sharing my environment with everybody in the house, which is lovely.
This is Giles Paterson, worldwide.
love those, the way you stretch your tracks out, the way it just keeps going, but it's building. And classics. Do you realise this is a classic? Black Mahogany.
Oh, that's beautiful. I never thought of it as a classic, but that's nice. I didn't sell a lot, but you know, I guess that's cool.
Now, when you say you were sort of selling the records, you actually make them and sell them outside the clubs, available on the streets, in the shops? Is that how it works?
Well, that's what it first started off. Yeah, most definitely. Just selling around neighborhood, just, you know, record stores and things like that. Then a couple of distributors start calling you, and at first you don't really get it, but then you started, okay, we could make this happen. But I've always only pressed up a little, you know, for one big thing, because I couldn't really afford the whole situation. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And you know, I would probably the whole thing was, you know, I was satisfied. It wasn't like nobody ever called me for 5,000 damn records. You understand? So it was always nice to sell just a few, and knowing you wasn't getting none back as well is always a wonderful feeling. But you know, if you're only selling 5 or 6 of them, it's more likely you won't get none sent back to you.
Was it strange for you that, in a way, you were getting more reaction out of Europe or Japan than you were outside of Detroit?
Well, what was strange is that early on, I got tons of support from Detroit. Detroit was the reason why I kept doing it. But you got 1 million friends in Detroit. Detroit ain't gonna buy your records. Hey man, what you mean? Give me your record. You know, that's how Detroit is, you know. But they will play, they will support it, but you know, they're not gonna buy it. At least my friends not. You know, they just come to the house and pick it up and take whatever they want and they're gone. No barbecue, no money, you know, no liquor on the table, nothing. They just take. What was amazing, that so many people over here started picking it up, or just, if they don't have the record, just knew of the person behind the record. Because again, back in the 80s, when it was me and K-Stone, it was totally different. People knew us down south. Kind of the same situation in Detroit. We couldn't sell records in our own hometown, but down south, they picked it up, and it was wonderful, you know. Again, we never got no money. We on somebody else's label. So yeah, it was most definitely a surprise for me. You know, it wasn't like I started making records to get over here. I didn't even know nothing about the market as far as that's really happening. Though I knew music was coming out here because I bought records from Europe all my life, you know, especially London. I mean, you know, y'all a big ass Detroit over here. Do you know that? And I done picked up a lot of things recently past 6 years, and sometimes I wonder, why do y'all even go to America? Y'all got so much talent over here. And it's amazing. Like y'all got this thing over here called this new grime thing. I'm digging that, baby. That's hot. I'm really into that. You know, but it's amazing how people react and treat you when you come over here. Especially me, you know. I just, you know, you don't get that over there. You know, you still color-coded over there, you know, most definitely. And you come over here and they treat you, you know, everybody's the same red blood inside. It's wonderful. You know.
It's your 4th home, maybe your first at one stage. Might be going towards the top of the list.
I think it's right there, comfortable where it's at.
But you have been in London for some time now, haven't you? I mean, like, you've just been here for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, a couple of weeks, yeah, a few weeks.
Not just DJing, just...
Man, just relaxing, enjoying the rain, jumping on the tube, on the bus, getting that 29 and nowhere. I'm loving it, yeah.
And last Saturday, if you were lucky, people might have turned up at the Fiddler show at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, which was a roadblock apparently, and you were doing something there. You did some live stuff, right?
Yeah, Amp Fiddler did a show Saturday on the 6th at Shepherd's Bush Empire. And it was supposed to keep a big secret, but anyway, I popped up and took over the stage for I think one tune. I did a Freaky Little Mama, and it was wonderful. I wish I had my skates, but that didn't happen. But we went up there, we did our thing, sat back. He let me take control for a minute, and it was nice. I don't know how the people reacted, whatever, but I went up there and did that track. It was wonderful.
So, Fiddler, Detroit, like you've known him a long time?
That's my big brother, yeah. If I need anything, I call him. If I need, hey, how you work this? Because I'm still dumbfounded with technology. I'm just not getting over analog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the CD era blew me away. So, technology-wise, I call him. I need anything. He's there for me. And he basically lives around the corner. So, it's always wonderful to call. Plus, like when I did a show in Detroit, he popped up on the stage and took over. What I'm supposed to do? Tell him to get off the damn stage? No, I went back in the back, got me some liquor, and chilled out for a while. Then I came back and let him do his thing.
By the way, you did come up with the best title for a record this year when you released Technology Stole My Vinyl, right?
Yeah, that wasn't a hard title to name. That wasn't nothing I had to really think about. It's always been there. And I'm sure a lot of brothers and sisters and DJs and people around the world probably feel the same way.
What is it about Detroit? I always ask this question when someone from Detroit comes in, but what is it about Detroit that pushes it out with all the producers? There's no producers that I've met out of Detroit who've been conservative necessarily. Most of them are pretty radical and they've really got a vision, more so than other cities. Have you got an idea about that?
I don't know. It's grimy. In Detroit, there's only 3 things gonna happen in Detroit. You're either gonna sell and make cars, you're gonna be a musician, or you're gonna be on drugs. It ain't too much in between there. That's for a male. Now, if you're female, you could probably add prostitution. But basically, that's it coming out of Detroit. Ain't nothing else going on. I got a father that's been a musician all his life, and he's gone nowhere. I mean, Detroit is basically musicians. If you think about it, if you know a band or you go to a band anywhere around the world, at some point in time in any huge band or even a small band, there's some musician, somebody at some point in somebody's band, somebody is from Detroit or at one point been from Detroit or lived in Detroit. Me, I have to say, it's simple. That's a very simple answer. It's just simply home. I mean, we know no other way. That's probably the best answer I could tell you. There is just no other way. You fight all your life and you get prone to that. It's just a way of life.
Are you still connected to the hip-hop movement?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And did you know JD?
Oh, yeah. Well, in Detroit, who didn't? And it goes Big Proof as well. The Outkast, the Hip Hop Shop, and then of course later on 3/4 of Fun, which was originally Maurice Malone idea, and of course Big Corporate made it, made it a different situation, But I want to say what's up to Andres, Shoes, Slum, that whole connection over there. We doing our thing, Fat Cat. I just saw them cats at a jazz cafe out here in London. You imagine that. Come way out here, you see some cats from your own hometown. That's lovely. That's a beautiful thing.
Wicked every time.
Giles, how long you been around? What you doing, man? What's happening with you, baby? When you coming to Detroit?
You know what? I was in Detroit a few years ago, and I can't remember what was the club, Motor City Club? Does that ring a bell?
Motor.
The Motor.
Right, that's Hamtramck. Okay, right.
It was strange. It was strange because it was over 23s. It's like you got to be old to get into a club.
Well, yeah, in a lot of ways you got to be. They have a lot of parties for 25 and up. And
25 and up, that surprised me.
Yeah, and 35 and up. I throw a skate party 25 and up. And I don't want no kids in there. You know, I want adults in there. You know, plus, you got a lot of violence in Detroit, and a lot of that stems, there's nothing wrong. We was all the same way, but, you know, a lot of places are like that. Jimmy D has this 55 and up Tuesday. That's my grandfather's club. It's 55 and up.
Has he made a record?
Nah.
I'm sure I've got something by Jimmy D.
No, he put out a compilation in the 60s, okay. But you know, that wasn't none of his stuff. He just financed the damn thing.
But the skate thing is important as well. Is there a revival going on in Detroit?
There's never been a revival. It's always been there. I don't think nobody really talked about it. But you know, it's an older crowd. It's mainly a black crowd as well, and they still skate. You know, they ain't the roller boogie disco clown shit neither. You know, they skate for real. You know, and they play a lot of James Brown. God bless his soul. But James Brown always been a skating pioneer cat as well. You know, they got the JB skaters in Chicago. That's the JB style of skating. That's been around since the 70s, maybe even 60s or something, you know. Yeah, but no, it hasn't went anywhere. I just think people have heard me talk about it for some strange reason. Thought it's a new revival. It just popped up, or you know, it's always been there. Detroit's been strong in skating. Now, you know, there's at least 3 skating rinks within the city of Detroit, and probably another 20 within Michigan. You know, most definitely.
And do you play records at these?
Sometimes, yeah, but I like to skate too damn much. It's like, you know, DJing was hard for me in the 80s. You know, I like to dance too much. You know, I'm an old break dancer. If I hear something crazy, I'm gonna get out there and bust a windmill right quick, you know. But I do play a few tracks at the skate party. I do have a skate party in May of next year in Detroit. We had one last year, and we're having another one because it worked out pretty well. But, you know, this time I'm going to play more records. I'm going to probably play the whole night this time if I could try to stay up there.
We got to do the Streatham skating rink. Have you been to Streatham skating rink?
No, I haven't.
That's the one. That's the one. Ross Allen, that's his home area. He's big on Streatham, aren't you?
Yeah, okay. So you can tell me where that skating rink is, huh?
They have sounds in there sometimes.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't need no music. I just need to get down, you know.
Yeah, I think they got a PA in there, though. So it's kind of... Because that's the problem. A lot of the skating rinks here haven't got the PAs to go with the ice and the... You know, but I'm sure you've got the PAs over there, right?
Well, you got to have a system. Oh, yeah.
Did you get the reverberations as you're skating?
Well, you know, skating rink, you're skating on wood, so that's a good thing, you know, because you get that bottom and that base.
Oh, I see. I'm sure I've got it all wrong. So basically, you're skating on wooden. It's not ice skating.
Not ice skating, baby. Oh, look at my man. Oh, my man. You got to come on to the D. We got to brush off on you, baby. No, we don't do too much ice skating now. Hold on now. You know, ice skating is a little different. You know, if you roller skate and you fall off some wood, you get on back up. You dig what I'm saying? Ice skating, that's some other shit there. You not only are you falling, but you cold too. You know, you got to fall and freeze. And if your mouth is open, now your tongue stuck on the damn thing. You know, I ain't do too much goddamn ice skating shit.
What was I thinking ice skating?
I leave that to the Detroit Red Wings.
So ice skating, obviously not, but the roller skating, it's all just purely made for that. For
roller boogie, baby. Roller skating. Yeah.
Paul Anderson, Electric Ballroom, isn't it? That was the one in London. Yeah, well, we got to organise that.
So you are ice skating.
That's the one in Stirling, yeah.
Oh, no, I can't.
There's one in Edmonton.
Okay, yeah, I got to have that wood flow. Hey, this is nice. You know, y'all probably don't know this, but Giles got his nieces up in here.
That's why I'm on this ice skating tip. I think because I'm thinking Switzerland today.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm in the mountains.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We're in the mountains of Radio 1. It's Moodyman, Giles Paterson, and you know what? This Saturday is going to be a big night. I'm so pleased that you're going to be able to play some tunes with us.
Yeah, this Saturday, Giles Paterson birthday party for his label, from what I hear. Is that right, bro?
That's right. We got a label, Brownswood Records, and in fact, you did a remix for me back in the day when I had a label called Talking Out. Do you remember you did a remix of People Make the World Go Round for Carl Craig?
I did a remix for that.
Do you remember that?
People make, yeah, right. I remember People Make the World Go Round.
Yeah, you did a remix.
Right.
We've worked together before.
Okay, yeah, of course we did.
But that was through Planet E, I think, and that was obviously Carl.
The great Carl. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. That's all right. Well, you know, you've been around, Giles. What, you about 60?
I'm older than that.
Yeah, I thought so. You just look 20.
That's great.
See, I'm trying to get some free records out of this deal.
You got some tunes for me, right, today? We're going to play some tunes. You're going to do a little mix for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie my man up and kick him out of here, and I'm gonna run this mother scratcher for a minute and see what's happening. I don't know if y'all gonna like what I'm playing, and I ain't gonna be doing no mixing and none of that crap, but I'm gonna put on some records. See if I get him up out of here.
And you're going to play some new stuff off the forthcoming album as well?
Yes, I got a few things I'm gonna play. I did bring Freaky Mother Scratcher to Freaky Little Mama. And I brought Mama's Hand. What else? I Don't Need No Feedback. A few little knickknacks. And then I brought also some stuff off Mahogany Music. Also the Andre's new album as well. I bought some nicks. Plus my own little personal plucks I done plucked out. I was like, okay, I take this, and Giles might not like this, so I'm gonna definitely bring this one.
Specials.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
And I hear no weak baby, but you to come home when you left. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.